Hey, you guys. Hey, y'all. Um, GH girl, I didn't see Ronnie in the trailer for this season of Jersey Shore either, and I don't think he's going to be there. I read somewhere that I'm so going to be late for my own funeral. That is so me. That is so me, you guys. Um, uh, I read that the time that they filmed for that, Ronnie was actually going to like the mental health thing, like rehab or whatever. So that's why he's not. I swear my hair is like always poking up right here for some reason. No clue. Um, no, but listen, it's like a joke with my family that I'm like late. Like when we have like Easter or Christmas or whatever, I'm like, what time? And they'll tell me like 30 minutes ahead of time because they know I run late. But I'm like, I got a lot to do, you know? And Sean was supposed to set the computer up for me, which he did. He did set it up, but he just didn't set it up quickly because I was in the bathroom and stuff. And he came in there and I was like, I gotta be live in like 5 minutes. And he's like, oh, okay. So, how was everybody's Christmas? How was everybody's New Year's? We went to Sean's brother's house. Am I blurry? Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, everybody. Are we blurry?
Are you blurry? I'll fix the camera. Let's see if it's blurry. Read what everybody's saying. Is everybody saying blurry? I can't see. Oh, look at that picture. It's me and you.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think said that?
Huh?
Who do you think said that?
Said what?
The picture.
You're a little blurry.
Who do you think said the picture?
I know.
I'm blurry.
Hold on, my quality's down. Wait.
I'm blurry. Yeah, everybody's saying I'm blurry. Pluto. Look, can we fix the resolution to make sure it's where it needs to be, babe?
Yeah, you had to go out.
Hold on 1 second, you guys. Remove me. It's gonna
go black.
It's gonna go black for a minute, and it's gonna mute for a second. So y'all give me 5 seconds.
Over there. Inside.
Nope. Is it better now? Let me see.
Looks better to me. Looks a lot better.
Better? Awesome. Thank you. One of my subscribers actually made me that banner, as well as she made me several different like logos and things for my channel. A very talented lady that made my banners and stuff. Super cute. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can see it. Let me see. No, y'all can't see it, but I can see it on my side. I also have like this little block that has my name on it. It says Elle, and it has like bees all over it. And it's super cute. She made that as well. Quit smoking it after 40 years of 3 packs. Oh my goodness, I am praying for you. Fun fact, I don't know if you would call it a fun fact, but I used to be a smoker as well. They said it's getting blurry again, babe. I'm wondering if it's the resolution on StreamYard. You know how like sometimes we have to set it. Okay, give me 2 seconds again.
I don't think we have to exit out for that thing.
That's what I was saying a while ago. Like, make sure it's right.
So
it would be right there. Why is that grayed out?
Quality.
Because normally we can change that, can't we? Show advanced options, maybe. That's the highest. What is going on? Is anything else using our internet right now?
No. We're in for a smooth one. I'll quit 2 years ago.
Definitely praying for you because like everybody in my family smokes pretty much, and like my grandma smokes and all of my aunts. My mom was like one of the only of her siblings to not smoke, but one of my aunts got like COPD and had to quit, and another one of my aunts quit. Literally, they smoked like that too, like 40 years of smoking, and 2 of them had to quit. So blessings to you. Definitely going to pray for you.
Dude.
Is it my Wi-Fi? Let me make sure I'm not on the Wi-Fi. Let me turn my Wi-Fi.
Let me turn my Wi-Fi off too, but it shouldn't be the Wi-Fi.
No, because we have a direct cable, don't we?
Yeah, it should be more than enough.
Look at it though; it's bad. I don't get it. Hey, Amber.
Maybe we just need to get a new camera.
Do you think it's a camera? I don't like doing streams where it's super blurry. I do not like that because I won't watch them. I hate to say that. Oh, Tamara, I'm so sorry. I remember you saying that.
Seems like it's fine now, somewhat.
I'm going to get Chantex at my next doctor's appointment. I need to quit for real.
Maybe just don't move around a lot. See, that's what I don't like about that camera. It constantly is trying to like focus and refocus. So I feel like when you move around, I don't know why they would do that.
I'm a mover.
Yeah, when you move around and then you like go forward and stuff, it throws it off. It's a good camera, but
well, see, I actually will be getting some studio lights sometime this year, but this is not where I normally film, right? So I just brought like one light in here. Normally, like where I film is in the back of the house.
I'm gonna go get some more.
Do you think maybe if we have more lights, it would fix it?
You know what? I think.
Babe.
What?
You stomped and it like shook the camera.
No, I kicked that slide on accident.
Maybe more lighting would help. Cause I don't like it. I don't do blurry videos. Like I don't like to watch blurry videos, and I don't expect any of y'all to watch blurry videos. All right, let's see. I wonder if I stop it and go back in.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I smoke. This is so wild. So, like I said, my grandma and like all of my aunts were smokers.
You know what it is?
What?
I didn't rig this light up. I always rig this light up.
Yeah, you always put that light in here too. So maybe that's
put
what
it right
is.
there. I'm gonna try to get it in without bumping the camera.
Do you want me to click the camera off for a second, just in case it bumps it? It probably wasn't.
Yeah, just turn it off for a minute.
Hold on,
let's see if we can manage it. Go ahead, just talk to them.
We're gonna hook up another light and pray for the best, but it's normally not this blurry. I mean, I've had some issues, but we literally, you guys, we did so much to try to get good internet where we live, because this is the craziest thing. I get better service going live with my cell phone than I do with like computers, which is wild. It's up here, babe. It's like way up here.
See, I know. What?
Give it here.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Simmer down. Just entertain the people. Give them what they want. Is that better? no?
No, the camera's new. I mean, we got the camera like a year ago, maybe. It's a webcam.
When you first started streaming.
No, it was when Corey and Lily moved in with us. It wasn't when I first started.
No, when you first started going live, right?
No. But I've been going live since 2019 in the back.
Yeah, when you first started going live from this computer.
Yeah, when I first started going live in here.
Yeah, that's right.
The camera's about a year old, but it's a webcam.
It's a webcam. It's supposed to be high definition 1080. You know, it wasn't the cheapest one, but it wasn't the best one.
It's still blurry. What does it say in my stream health is? Stream is healthy.
It's not that blurry. The camera's not focusing for some reason. Because I can see certain things that are focused in.
Hey.
It's not that blurry. It's pretty decent.
I don't know how it's showing up.
This is on my phone. This is YouTube. This is what everybody's seeing.
Yeah, but on a bigger picture, like if I was watching on TV or a laptop or anything, it's pretty bad.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's try it one more time.
Hold on, you guys. We're going to try it again. Sean just like bumped out really quick, but I want to let you guys know. Hold on a second. We're going to try it again. Hold on. All right, let's see. It's not showing in there.
That looks pretty clear. Right?
Mm-hmm.
See, we got to get a different camera or a different, I don't know.
Something.
Different streaming app or something because we shouldn't have to shouldn't be that finicky.
No, like for some reason we keep having to
go in and manually focus the camera.
We keep having to go in and automatically refocus the camera, which is crazy because we focus it before we get on. But for some reason, it's going out of focus. I think it's doing it again, isn't it?
It is.
I will literally set my phone up and go live.
We got to get another camera. This doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
What time is
it? It's like 9 o'clock because we just went live and I set it for 9. I'm gonna try to be as still as possible.
It doesn't even matter.
No, it really doesn't. Should I try to do my phone? Like on my phone?
Oh no, I'm gonna buy you a camera.
No, right now it ain't gonna matter.
go to Walmart real quick and buy one?
No, because I wouldn't even know what to buy.
Yeah, I do. I just stream. I mean, it'll be all right. Like it's one stream. We'll get it fixed. It really doesn't look that bad sometimes.
I watched a video that he did the other day, and the Dad Challenge podcast. And I've never really listened to him before, but I was watching him the other day for something, and he said that. He said, I like to help other people. If you need to know what to get, I like to tell you. Which I can't really say much. There's a little bit of controversy around him, I think, right? Because I've heard other people say like, oh no, he's not a good person. And other people saying, yeah, he's really good. But I'm like, people may say the same thing about me. Maybe not a whole lot of people, but there are a few people that don't like me. And, if you're on Twitter, you may come across a couple people that's like, oh, she's drama just because of the past drama that I've had with like Katie, So I try to give YouTubers a little bit of grace when people say, oh, they're drama. Cause I'm like, the same could be said about me if you ask certain people,
I've watched him some.
I've missed most of the chat, so I do apologize about that.
I watched him some. I didn't think he was that bad. I think he's kind of judgmental and like I've said, but I mean, he's got a commentary channel, so
that's kind of the point.
Yeah, you kind of get.
I mean, not to be judgmental, but to give your opinions on
personal
things.
Opinion.
Which, when you give your opinions, it comes off as judgmental because, like, just today, I had someone comment on my channel and was like, "This is what you do for a living? You judge people?" And it's like, I'm not. And it was the Duggars. It was about the Duggars, and it was like, what kind of person sits around talking about other people? And I'm like, do you not talk about the reality TV shows that you watch, or do you not watch, like, are you not watching like General Hospital and then like talking about it with whoever you watch General Hospital with? Like, it's kind of the same thing. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it to be a butthole. And I really feel like, and maybe this is me just giving myself way more credit than I should, but I feel like out of a lot of the YouTubers that cover reality TV, I feel like I'm pretty nice. Like, I'm one of the nicest to these people. Growing up, I watched General Hospital with my grandma. My grandma watched them soap operas. Still to this day, I think she watches her soaps. And when I like 20s, I watched All My Children, General Hospital, One Life to Live. It's been some years since I have, but we watched it growing up.
Looks like you got really square shoulders.
Is it? Oh, is it from the chair? Because I'm like blending in with the chair. Thank you, Renee. Hey, block user. Thank you. I mean, I do try. Like, you know what's crazy is like when I first came about, I was like talking about like Janelle and David, and I had a little bit of like snarkiness when talking about them because of the situation, like, but really it's like I'm not really that way most of the time unless like I'm like kind of fired up about a situation or whatever. And going back and listening to those videos now, I'm just like, oh, I'm like, I can't listening to myself do those older videos or whatever. But I remember like when I called Barbara, Janelle's mom. Are you going to sleep, babe? You look sleepy.
No.
When I called Barbara on a live stream, and she's like, Janelle told me not to talk to you. Janelle told me you're one of the, what did she say? Like, I'm one of the mean ones or the bad ones or whatever. I was like, oh, wow. Ew. I was like, I mean, obviously I was doing videos on Janelle and David and their situation. And I guess, but I was like, dang, I don't want people to think I'm just mean because I'm not, I was just talking about her situation, but Janelle told Barbara, like, don't talk to her. She's I hate her. Yeah. She's like, she's one of those haters or whatever. And I was like, so I was like, You guys remembered it. I forgot. She called me a hater. But honestly, that's where
It's getting blurry. I think when you,
I'll find it.
I think,
It's like a long video though.
I think when you throw your hand forward, like towards the camera, it makes it lose
Blurry?
focus. Yeah, I've been watching it, trying to figure out why it's doing it. And like
I'm such a mover. I've even had people comment on my videos and be like, if you tied your hands together, you wouldn't be able to talk. And I'm like, probably not. That's not an insult. That's probably reality. But anyways, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. We had a really good Christmas. Me and Sean. Oh my gosh, I got to tell you guys this story. I already posted about it. But it's like it's so
cool.
crazy. So like 2 days before Christmas, me and Sean went to the city to finish our Christmas shopping, right? And we didn't have none of the kids, obviously, because we were Christmas shopping. It was on the 23rd, I think. I do have Italian in me. Actually, my like great grandfather come from Italy. Like our last name, so like my maiden name is Michelle, Meshell, but it used to be Michelli, like Michelle, spelled like the woman name Michelle, like the female Michelle, but it was pronounced Michelli. So yeah, ain't that how it was spelled? I think. Michelli. Anyways, our name was Michelli, and the first guy to come over here, his name was like Vincenti. I don't know. Michelli. Yes, she got her Barbie car. She got her car, you guys, and she loves it. And
we went to my brother's house,
and she drove it there
to pop fireworks, right? And she's all the time wanting to take it to Walmart and stuff.
Oh, when she first got it, she's like, "We can drive to McDonald's."
When we go to Walmart, I'm like, "We got to go get groceries," because she goes everywhere with me. Like, if I go get groceries,
put her in our bed though.
I go get groceries. She does that all night, but I go get groceries, and she goes with me. So I was like, I told her, I was like, "Baby, we got to go to the store," and she's like, we walk outside. She sees her camper, and she's like, "Let's take my camper." And I'm like, we can't take it. She got mad.
So funny.
But
it's so funny.
So we went to my brother's for 4th of July. You know, he bought a bunch of fireworks.
New Year's Eve,
not 4th of July.
It felt like the 4th of July.
Yeah, it was hot. But anyways, so, and he lives what? How many blocks?
He just lives like 2 blocks away.
Yeah. No, it's more than 2 blocks.
Yeah.
But it's through the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, you know, we let her drive the Barbie camper there, and like she drove it there, and they drove it around, and we popped fireworks.
They had such a good time.
Yeah, and it died over there, so we had to come charge it. And then the next night, we went over there to eat, and we had to drive it home, and it was like night. It was dark, and I was shining my phone for like her headlights.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just so excited. She thought that was so cool.
She's not a good driver though.
No, she's not.
I have the.
Anyways, she loves it.
Yeah, she's not really a good driver. She's like just kind of looking back as she's like trying to drive, like looking back at me as she's driving or whatever.
She looks for cars.
She does look for cars and she gets scared.
Yeah.
Even show that. She looks for cars and she gets kind of scared or whatever. But yeah, she got it. It was so Santa had such a time putting it together. It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah, we're up.
Oh no.
Yeah, we were up all night.
Santa was up all night.
Yeah. And then we had to.
They got up early. Of course.
Then we had to take it apart to get it back outside.
Yeah.
But we wanted it inside when she woke up. and
Yeah, we wanted
together.
her, like, that's kind of our thing. We always have like a couple big things for the kids to wake up and see, and then they unwrap presents. So her car was going to be obviously one of the big things. So it took forever to build it, to put it together. And then it was like the battery had to charge for 18 hours, which I don't know why this happens every year. We get something that the battery has to charge for a long time, right? And then we're like, the kids can't even play with it at first because the battery got to charge.
But
But it was fine because we literally had to take it apart to get it out the door. It's so big it doesn't fit out the door.
well, she could play with it. This though, like because it has the like
She was able to play with it because it's got a
the
stove,
microwave.
it's got a
and,
microwave, a sink,
So
it's
she
got a
was playing with it.
refrigerator. So she got to play with it. Let's straight things. Oh no, Claudia. My special needs brother died. I forgot it was a holiday. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I feel like when you lose someone, it's super. It's so sad. But I feel like if you lose someone during the holidays, it's like, I don't want to say it hurts worse, but it hits different. You guys agree or no? I don't know. Maybe that's just me personally, but I feel like when you lose someone, obviously it's like terrible and heartbreaking. Are you falling asleep? I keep looking. Are you looking at something?
I'm reading the chat.
Oh,
right there.
But I feel like because you guys know that we lost Abe in December, and then like obviously the first Christmas is right around the corner. Then when we have Christmas, I think all that anybody really could think about was this is our first Christmas without Abe. Place has left him.
I don't know.
For 12 hours. Oh my goodness.
I think it would depend on how close you are to them, right?
Yeah. Probably.
So I think I think that if it was like you or something, it wouldn't matter what time of year. It would just be devastating, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like my brother or something, God forbid, it would just be worse during the holidays. I think it would be worse during the holiday. Even if you don't lose them, it's just going to be hard during the holiday.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna, of course, you're gonna think about it. But then there's certain people in your life that if you lose, then everything's ruined for a long time. I think.
Yeah, Tamara, you didn't even get to have like a holiday really because you're in the hospital.
Yeah, I can help. I can help with the website though.
Angel, just email me.
Yeah, email her and I'll try.
Yeah, it just kind of casts this. It kind of overshadows the holidays because even this Christmas. We did Christmas, but like we went to we did Christmas at Flossie's. But we went to my other sister's house for New Year's, and we was talking about Abe a lot. That was yesterday. My sister made like pork chop, sausage, black eyed peas, cabbage. That's like a tradition. You got to eat your cabbage and black eyed peas, even though whatever. They always say you got to eat your cabbage and black eyed peas for money and health, like good health. And anyways, so people around here, they do it. Like everybody around here is making like cabbage and black eyed peas on the first. So we got him. My sister Stephanie invited all the family, and we had pork chops, sausage, macaroni and cheese, cabbage, black eyed peas, cornbread. Anyways, and that was we talked about Abe a lot. Then that evening, his mom made what are those things called? Cornbread fritters?
Yeah, fritters.
Fritters, black eyed peas, cabbage, ribs.
Those ribs were so good.
They were so good. Yeah. Chocolate covered strawberries, apple pie. Yeah. Oh, man. So, but yeah, we talked about Abe a lot yesterday. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Valerie. Oh, so we went into the city a couple days before Christmas, and yes, so the picture that's my thumbnail, the picture that's my thumbnail, right before that picture, you guys see, it looks like there's a backdrop behind us, but it's really not a backdrop. That's really the city. So we went to go eat at like Joe's Crab Shack, and there was like a 20-minute wait. So they get my phone number, and we walk right outside of Joe's Crab Shack, and it's the river right there. So we're like looking out at the river, me and Sean, and we're talking, and we're getting into this debate about the casinos on the river, and this lady comes up and like taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's this lady. It's her husband and two of her children, older children, maybe like in their teens, and she was
one
like,
of them was young, right?
I don't know, I think both of them would be like 13, maybe
I don't
one like
know.
13, maybe
I
one
thought-
like 15.
Really?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
So we do cabbage and black eyed peas, but I guess some people do different. I'm not sure. So she taps me, and I turn around, and my first thought was, oh, this family wants us to take a picture of them. Because, like when your family is, like you're going, like the in the city, we're on what's called the boardwalk, and it's nice. And the river's right there, and the casinos, and like all these shops and stuff is nice, right? So, like a lot of times you'll see people taking pictures of themselves, or or they'll get somebody to take pictures of them. So I just assumed this woman wanted us probably to take a picture for her of her family. So she like taps, and I'm like, uh-huh. And she's like, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. She's like, but I watched YouTube, and you look just like this YouTuber that I watch. And I look at Sean, and he's like, and I'm like, Elle Bee? And she's like, yeah. They were all like, yes. Like they couldn't even believe it. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I told my husband it was you, but he said he didn't think it was you. And I was like, if I could just get to where I could hear her talk, I'll be able to tell if it's her. And what's crazy is they weren't even from here. Like they came, I don't know what they came here for, but they were from like, how far is Texarkana?
I think we looked it up, and it was like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, they're from like an hour and a half away,
Which
is about how far we were. So we travel like an hour and a half to the city. They travel like an hour and a half. I think Texarkana is a bigger city than where we were at. But anyways, it was the coolest thing because it was so wild. She was like, "Oh my God, I can't! I'm so excited! I can't believe it! I can't believe it's you." My husband didn't think it was you, but I was just so certain, and I didn't want to not come ask. And I was like, no, thank you for asking, because I feel like I'm famous. I am so famous. Not really, but I was just like, oh my God, that is so cool. That is so cool. So we took a picture together. They thought it was super cool. I remember one of her kids commented on my boots and was like, "Oh, I love your boots," and I was like, "Thank you." But then I was like, I hope I wasn't just like, thank you. And like, because me and the mom was talking. So then I was like, afterwards, I was like, I hope I didn't appear short with her kid. Cause she was like, oh, I really like your braids. And I was like, thank you. And then I just kept talking to the woman or whatever. But they were such a sweet family. And she has a channel too. And I put it on my community tab. I know it's called Farmily. It's called Farmily something. I'll have to get it, and I'll put it in the description box here again if you guys want to check her channel out. So sweet. She was like, I have a channel too. She's like, I don't have a lot of followers or whatever. And I'm like, hey, a channel is a channel. You know what I'm saying? Like my channel started with nothing, but it was so cool to be famous. Not famous. I'm reading the chat now. It was so cool to be noticed as like a YouTuber. Like somebody recognized me as a YouTuber, and I was like, that is the coolest thing. It was such that she didn't ask for an autograph, and I was like, that would be weird. I mean, if somebody asked, I would do, but that. Hey, Stina, that would be. I don't know. That would be. even I really would have felt on top of the world if she would have asked for my autograph. That would be hilarious. But the rest of the day, I was just like, and she was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry we bothered y'all. Like, y'all by yourself and y'all are shopping, and we hate it to bother you. And I'm like, girl, no, bother me. Like, I'm glad you came up to me because it made me feel so good. And if she wouldn't have, Rose Acres Farms, Rose Acres Farmly. Thank you so much, Julia. Thank you. Rose Acres Farmly is the name of the channel. Such a sweet lady. Such a sweet family. And it appeared like the whole family may have knew me. Because she's like, my husband said it wasn't you. And I was like, if I could just get to work. So I'm like, how did the husband know? Like, did he kind of know who I look like? Does he watch? But anyway, so cool. Me and Sean were just like, I remember when she's like, I watch YouTube and you like these YouTubers that I watch. I looked over at Sean and he goes, and I'm like, Elle Bee? And they're all like, yes. And I was like, that is the coolest thing in the world. I got home and I told my kids about it. I was like, you guys are not going to believe what happened. I was recognized as a YouTuber in the city. And they thought it was super cool too. So I was just like, so happy. So yeah, if y'all, and I posted it on my community tab and I had several people say like, is that Bossier? And I'm like, yeah. And I had people say like, I live there or I'm there often. So if I'm ever out and about and any of you guys see me, yes, please come up to me because it makes me feel just as good as anything. Like it makes me feel great if somebody recognizes me as a YouTuber. Like that's awesome to me. I feel like Sean's in there cooking or something. Hey, Regina. But yeah, that was so cool. Concerned about coffee and conversation. Only someone in the South would be concerned about what? Appearing rude? I don't know. Yeah. You know what? I worked with a guy that was from New York, and he said like that he's like, down here, people are so nice. You give facts, not BS. Plus, you don't talk down to us unlike others. Oh, thank you, Robin. No, I love you guys. And it's so weird because I used to watch YouTubers and they would be like, I love my audience. And I'm like, you don't even know us. Like, how do you? But you really do. Like, you really, especially the ones that are like there a lot and you like know their names, like you're really like very grateful for the people. Because, I mean, let me tell you guys. I mean, Sean would go back to work if he needed to. I don't want him to. And because of my YouTube channel, like he don't have to. And that's just like amazing. I want him to be here. He is so close with Kennedy. And Sean's never got to be here while for any of our kids, when they were this age, because he always had to work. And he would go back to work if he needed to. And he may very well go back to work and doing like from working from home. But I want him to be home because then I can focus on my dreams, which is this. And he could be here with Kennedy, like he can help with her. Yes, Claudia, I did see that, which I don't follow that show. If I spot you, I'll buy you a lunch. I don't plan on getting out of San Diego anytime soon. Yeah. Okay. If you see me, we can have lunch. You don't have to buy me lunch. We can have lunch. But yeah, I did see that somebody on the cast was like pregnant or something. I was born and raised in Texas, but I moved to Florida about 6 months ago. Not the same. The people are so rude. I've ran into more Karens in the world than I ever had in Texas. Really? I mean, Sean's people are from Texas. I've been to Texas so many times, and I've never had a bad encounter in Texas that I can think of. Thank you, Crystal. One of the sisters. I'm getting a third grandbaby, my first boy in late spring, early summer this year. That's super exciting. I've always heard that grandbabies are like super fun. Yeah. Well, Sean, honestly, if we didn't have a little kid right now, like Kennedy, he probably would be like hell bent on going back to work because Sean's very like prideful too. Like he's like, I should be working. I should be providing for the family, which he does still because Sean is a vet. He's a vet, so he gets a VA check every month, which is a decent amount. Um, so and with me working on top of it, it just because my channel has been doing really good lately. Like I don't want him to go back to work. If it ever got to the point where my channel wasn't doing good and I wasn't making money, I know he would insist on it, but I just don't want him to ever have to go back to work. I'm going to put you on my nightstand. Going to rewatch when I wake up in 3 hours. Okay, Miranda, sounds good. Most hateful drivers in the world in Southern California. Someone asked earlier about the kids. So we have 6 children. Me and Sean have 6 children. Obviously, the older 2, they are his stepchildren. But me and Sean got together so I have Paris, who is 16. I have Caden, who is 14. I have Eli, who is 10. So me and Sean got together when Caden, my second boy, was about 3 or 4 months old. So he's been here. Thank you, Lily of the Valley. Thank you. Always been my city.
Is she in the stream yet?
Who?
Is she the woman that we saw?
I don't see her yet. I don't know if she's gonna come. What are you doing in there? Cooking?
No.
You eating?
No.
What you eating?
I ate some shrimp. I just
knew it.
I
knew it.
I didn't think you would want
Hey,
it.
Jennifer. I don't ever want to pass up no shrimp. I am kind of still full from that vegetable soup though. But yeah, you can bring me a couple. Talladega, Alabama. So we have Eli, who is 10. We have Christian, who is 8. We have Dakota, who is 6. And then we have Kennedy, who is 4. And then we have Pluto, sweet baby Pluto. Pluto's birthday, I think, is May 9th. I think. I got to look at our paperwork again. Yeah, we love shrimp. I know. We love shrimp. For Christmas this year was super fun and totally exhausting. My husband and babysit 3 days while mom and daddy work. Oh, yeah. I think grandkids, this is what I've always heard, that grandkids are the best because you get to enjoy them and then you can give them back. Hopefully it's still a long time before. Yes, he is their bonus dad. And to be honest, like Caden pretty much considers Sean his dad. Like Paris and Caden have the same dad. He was on the list for 11 days. Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful name. I love the name Caden. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Tell your daughter I said thank you. Love that high neckline. Thank you. Thank you. I'm eating my garlic steak right now. It's delicious. I'm being a grandmother. It is so much love you didn't know you could actually have. That's what I've heard. Like I heard it's like different than your kids or whatever. I don't know. I can't even imagine because I know how I am about my kids, and I couldn't even imagine thinking about one of my kids having a baby of theirs. I'd probably try to take the kid and be like, let me raise it. And Sean's always like, we're not raising our kids. And I'm like, I might want to. I might want to. I don't know if I don't know. I might be one of those mothers that's like, or like say if Paris has a baby, I might be like, I don't trust. Just let me bring the baby home and make sure the baby's good and take care of the baby. I remember when I had Paris and me and her dad lived together for a short period, and his mom would call like throughout the day a couple times and be like, did the baby eat yet? Did you feed the baby yet? And I'm like, yeah, I'm feeding my baby, but I don't know. I guess it was just like that grandmother thing that she just wanted to make sure that we were feeding the baby. But now when Paris would be with her dad by himself, I'd be the same way. I'm like, hey, Paris eat? What time did Paris eat last? So I kind of get it. But it's even deeper when it's grandbaby. It's crazy how deep his love is. Yeah, so even though I think I'm going to be an awesome grandmother, and I think I'm going to be one of those grandmas that's like always want my grandbaby there with me. I hope it's a while. Hope it's a while because Paris is just 16. So I'm like, she's got to finish high school. She's got to go to college, finish college, get set in her career, and then, have a baby. I'm going to be that grandma that is overbearing. I see it now. I will move in and out. I know. I feel like me and Sean, like, I don't even argue with him about it anymore because I used to kind of be like, well, I don't know. Like, because he's like, if any of our kids ever have a baby, they're not moving back home. And I'm like, I mean, first off, we have a bunch of boys. So I'm like, well, if our boys have a baby, 9 times out of 10, the baby's probably going to live with the mother, But like if my girls have babies and God forbid, they're in a bad situation with their boyfriend, husband, whatever, and they need somewhere to go, come home to mama. I'm like that, which I think in that position, like in that situation, Sean would probably be like, okay. But Sean's just like, I don't want our kids making some dumb mistake and then it falls back on us. And I'm like, but I'll take care of them. I'll take care of them. But he's like, I think he's coming. I'm that aunt that bought all the noise toys. Thank you so much, babe.
I'll just dump the butter on it.
Thank you. Good idea. Oh, I would, Claudia. I so would. I mean, I had to move back in with my mama a couple times. Actually, whenever I had Paris, I was living at home with my mom. Me and my boyfriend, we had been living together, but we broke up and I went back home. I had Paris. The day that I went home from the hospital, he came to my house and he was like, I want y'all to come back and live with me again. Stupid me. Wanting so bad to make, now this family that I had work. So I'm like, okay. So against my mom's, like my mom did not want me to, I'm like, man, Paris, we're going to go move back in with Michael. And she's like, no, you are not taking that baby over there. And I'm like, my kid, I'm taking her. So we moved back in with Michael and we lived, I don't know, with Michael 6 months or whatever. And it was like BS after BS after BS after BS, all kind of things, And I went back home to mama and, I had to break, me and Paris had to go back to my mama's a couple times, yeah. My mom always said if there's a roof over her head, there will be a roof over ours. Yeah. Oh no, Cherry. Have y'all been really busy? Robin, yes, absolutely. Might not say it, but yes. Yeah, when I had Paris, then I had this idea that while yes, my mom was my family, that Paris and her dad was my family, and that I needed to do everything in my power to try to make it work with her dad, and I did. I really did. I tried super hard, and he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't try. I tried. I had more of this. I want to have a family. See, my parents are divorced. His parents weren't. So Paris and Caden's dad, his parents got together when his mom was like 17, and they were married for like 50 years. And his dad just passed away July 25th, 2000, year 2000. He died from COVID, right? So he didn't really know nothing about like
He didn't die the year 2000.
2020. I mean, I did not mean year 2000. Year COVID from died from COVID. So his parents were together. Like he didn't know nothing about. And Sean, it's the same with Sean. Like his parents are together, so the concept of like a step parent, Michael never had. Paris and Katie's dad never had to think about because he wasn't raised like that. He was raised with both of his parents. But I was so against it. I was like, I just want to be with her dad, so she has her mom and her dad. She don't have some step parent. Even though I had a great stepdad, like, I don't know. So, what are you looking for, babe?
Well, I can't find my headset at all. And I don't know what
That's
I did.
weird.
Well, there it is, right
It's
there.
right there.
No, it's right there. It's hanging.
Oh, your little one. I thought you meant that big one over there.
No.
Yeah, make sure y'all give me a bunch of thumbs ups. But yeah, finally, I was able to get over their dad and drop the zero and get with a hero. This guy over here.
I feel like we fought pretty hard not to get a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wouldn't. That would be like the worst thing.
Yes, Rachel. I did. I went back to him so many times.
No, but she didn't get with me and then go back to him.
No.
I didn't come along until after Caden. Like Caden was 5 months old when me.
I think he was like 3 months old. Maybe. I don't know.
He was little.
I know he wasn't 6 months old yet because I remember when he turned 6 months old, you got stuck on that age for a while. You kept telling people, I have a stepson that's 6 months old. For like 6 months, you said that. And I was like, he's a year old now. Was he jealous when me and Sean got together? I don't think that dude was ever jealous. I don't think he ever really cared about
Maybe.
it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think he was jealous. I think, well, he might have been jealous of
A man taking care of his kids, maybe. I don't know.
like maybe us succeeding.
Yeah.
Like us
Doing good. Because
doing
he would
good.
say things like,
Yeah.
because before me and Sean got together, so me and Paris and Katie's dad was off and on so much to the point that when I found out I was pregnant with Paris, we were broken up. We got back together. During my pregnancy, we were off and on, right? To the point to where I had lived with him a couple times throughout my pregnancy. But when I actually had her, we were broken up and I was living with my mama. But then the day I bring her home, he moves me back in with him. I live with him for about 6 months. We break up again. So I'm back home with my mom. And we were very off and on like that to the point to where when I found out I was pregnant with Caden, we were broken up again. We off and on. And I never really expected much out of him. Like when we were broken up, I didn't ask for money. I worked. I managed a finance company. I took care of my kids. I never asked anything from me.
He never offered anything.
He never offered. I never asked. And I was almost, my mindset was kind of like, if you don't want to, I don't want you to. Like, if you don't have a desire to take care of your kids and help me, I don't want your help. So I was very much like that. And me and Sean was married for about 2 years before Sean finally was, because he wanted the privilege of being their dad, to get them when he wanted to get them, to be like the fun one,
This is what bothered me about the situation. And this is why I finally was like, hey, he needs to pay child support, right? Because So like whenever he wanted to, he would show up and be like the hero, right? Which is fine, whatever. But he made all kind of promises that he didn't keep. And I sat there and I watched at ball games where the kids would get upset and he would tell them this and that, and then he would be like, I'm gonna get you this weekend, and then he would back out, or he would be like, man, I can't drive over there, and he lived kind of far off, and he would be like, man, I can't drive over there. I can't drive over there, and I can't meet you because of whatever reason. He did this all the time, and then he would tell the kids like, man, y'all can't come this weekend because your mama won't bring y'all here, or
But it would be him. He would be like, I don't have gas.
yeah.
And I'd be like, well, I'm sorry. And then he would get on the phone with the kids and he'd be like, I can't get y'all because your mama won't bring y'all.
Yeah.
So then it was like, Paris especially would be like upset with me. So a lot of times I would bring them. If he said something like that, I would just be
You
like, all
always
right.
did.
I'd be like, all right. And I would bring them.
I don't know one time that,
Oh, yeah.
you didn't. And, that was just when he wanted to get out of like having to drive
bought
or pay
groceries.
gas
I bought
or
groceries
anything.
for
Yeah,
them
we
to
bought
have.
we bought groceries to drop off over there.
Because he'd be
they
like,
could go over there.
he'd be like, well, I don't have anything for them to eat. So I would get stuff that they, and that was only because they wanted to go, especially Paris. Like she always wanted to go. She'd be like, I want to go to my dad's. If she would have been like, I don't care, then I would have been like, they're not going. But she wanted to go. So I would buy groceries or I would take them or I would give them gas money.
Which bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
And I understood for Paris's sake. But here I am working a full-time job, trying to support my wife and my two stepkids. And now I'm having to buy groceries for this dude and drop groceries off. I'm working, I'm spending my time and my money to buy groceries for him so his kids can go to his house while he's living it up,
So we did find out though, but like throughout all this, he buys some land, buys a brand new trailer, puts the trailer on it, buys a really nice black brand new like Z71 jacked up. One time I meet him to give him the kids. He's got speakers so big in the back seat of his truck that like he's like, oh no, the kids got to ride up front in their car seats because the speakers like don't allow the seats to come back up. Or he had the seats like down and there's like huge speakers in the back. And I'm like, where are the kids going to ride? He's like, oh, just put their car seats up the front. I'm like, I'm not putting their car seats in the front. You better put them speakers somewhere. I don't even think they went with him that time. So it was like, he was going to like concerts.
Yeah, I mean, it was always something. And then, during the same time, like I quit hunting because it costs too much. It costs money. So I'm like,
and it meant he would be away from us.
yeah,
too.
and
like,
and it
wasn't just.
So I quit hunting because of a bunch of things. But in order for me to continue to hunt, I would have been away. When I was home, and it was going to cost a lot of money. So I'm like, I'll just hunt when they're older and I'm making more money, and we'll use that money to go towards the kids or whatever. So I'm making these sacrifices in my life for things that I used to like to do, which I don't have a problem with, but it did bother me that there was no sacrifice on his part at all whatsoever. And then he showed up every once in a while, like literally once every 6 months or so, wanting to be.
They always played sports when they were little or whatever, and I don't think he ever showed up to one actual game, but he did show up to a practice one time. And you see, we live not far from the field. So I'm at the field with the kids, they're practicing, and then Sean comes over on the four-wheeler. We had bought a four-wheeler a couple weeks before. Sean drives over on the four-wheeler, and at this time we had Eli, mine and his first kid. So Sean has Eli. They drive over, and like when Sean leaves the field, their dad says something about, oh, it must be nice to be able to afford a four-wheeler, and I'm like, and at that point I had just like set him up for child support through the state. like we had decided, like, okay, he's like posting pictures on MySpace or whatever it was back then, going to concerts, whining and dining. This girl that he was with, he just bought a truck, just bought some land, and he wouldn't pay me nothing,
And this is years later. I mean, this is years
Yeah.
after,
because at
the
this point
fact-
we had Eli already.
and I mean, I don't know. We both decided, right? But, it was
Yeah,
me.
Sean
I
was
was like,
like,
man, this
you-
ain't right. That
yeah.
dude's obligated to help out or just step out and don't be nothing. I always said that was fine too. I never told them they had to call me dad.
They just did.
I never, and I always said, like, if he wants to be there, he can be there. We can all work together and try to raise the kids. But I was like, if you don't want nothing to do with them, just step out. But step out and I'll raise them.
So
Which I raised them anyway.
Yeah, he raised them anyway. So after probably me and Sean was together for like 3 years or so, whatever. Sean kind of talked some sense into me, and he's like, this should not be on us or you, or he should help, and I'm like, you're right. So I go to the courthouse and I file for child support. And what's crazy is they had me come with my check stubs, not his, just mine, like not Sean's, but just mine. And then they had their dad come with their check stubs. But before we went in to see the judge, there was like like the child support lady like came out and talked to us, and she's like, okay, she's like, so they're gonna set a child support of about $900 a month, and I'm like, oh, wow. And that was just for Paris at that time, because he wasn't even established as Caden's like legal father, because he wasn't there to sign the birth certificate. So for me to get child support for Caden, we had to do like a DNA test. He wasn't denying Caden, but legally, if you're not on the birth certificate, you have to do a DNA test if you want child support, right? So this was just going to be for Paris. So they're like, the judge has looked at like your pay stubs, his pay stubs, and he's going to order $900 and for him to pick up insurance, right? And I'm like, oh, wow. And he's like, man, I can't afford that. I can't pay $900. So I said, well, he's like, man, you're going to have to drop it down. I said, well, what can you afford? Not that. I just bought a new house, bought a new truck, blah, blah. I can't afford all that, which really he should have considered his kids when buying. He should have automatically been like, I need to pay this much for child support a month, so I can't get this brand new truck. Maybe I need to get a used truck.
Let's be real. He could have afforded it.
Oh, yeah, he could have. We found out later
with the house
that he could have.
and the truck, he was making more money than I was at the time.
Which we found that out later. We found out later that he was making more money than Sean at the time, because he was working in the oil field too. So he's like, I can't. And so we figure out, $400. He can afford $400.
We were going to send him half of it back because they were going to take it out.
Well, hold on. He's like, I'll do $400. And I said, and I'll take that for Paris and Caden. Even though Caden's not on it yet, once he's put on it, they're going to try to raise it. We'll stick with $400. Okay. So we go in there, we go before the judge, and the judge is like, I've looked over y'all. And then he says something about the amount. And he mentions how much their dad makes. And I'm like, what? Like, holy crap, that's how much he's making versus mine. Mine was like way less than his. I was a manager at a finance company where I made like.
Were you working at that time?
I think so. Maybe. Yeah, because I remember we had my pay stubs. I was making like, I don't know, like $2,200 a month. And then I would have bonuses every once in a while. But his was like way more than mine. And he's like, and I remember being shocked because he made it out like he didn't make that much money and he was always so broke and blah, 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 so I was like shocked to hear that. And the child support and the judge is like, I'm going to order that he pay child support in the amount of $900 and he take out insurance on the child. Well, the lady at that point stands up and said, they come to an agreement on their own before they came in, and she's agreed to accept $400 and she will take up insurance on the child for now. And he has me stand up, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yes, Your Honor." And he's like, "Nobody asked you to do this." And even though he did, and the woman knew that, the woman seen him like act foolish over it. I can't afford that, like blah blah blah. I was like, "No, this is my decision," and I made that decision. So it was $400. That's what it was going to be. It was going to be for both the kids. And Sean picked up insurance on him at his job.
I already
And
had insurance.
or I think he already had insurance, to be honest.
I had insurance on him when we got married.
So, anyways, the first month, it come directly out of his check, and he calls me like the day that he gets his check and it's like taken out or whatever, and he's like upset because he thought they were going to split it or something. I don't know. The first month we ended up sending $200 of it back to him. The next month he only paid $200, and then he didn't pay anything else after that for the longest. I don't know if maybe he lost his job at that point, or if he had it somehow where they wasn't taking it out.
He would quit his job and then go get another job, and to where we didn't know where he was working. I mean, he's done that so many times. And, we just let it ride or whatever, let it build up. And then you even several times went and dropped the charges on him because they were going to take his license, and he was driving a truck. And, but
it's okay, Monica.
He never paid since then.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, he's never really paid child support. So.
Yeah. So, like you said a while ago, like he didn't pay for the longest. No, he didn't pay.
He's never really paid. I mean,
with the exception, I think when I got laid off in 2015, I think he gave me like $50 one day. I think it was like $49 out of his pocket. Seriously. And I was like, really? Okay, whatever.
So, yeah. Yeah, definitely got the right man. I mean, it sucks for Paris and Caden because Caden is like Sean is my dad. But Paris, on the other hand,
it ain't never really mattered to me. I mean, it's just been what's bothered me is like the roller coaster that he's always kept the kids on, and Paris, like you said, Caden really don't expect anything out of him. He knows he's not going to get anything out of him, but the roller coaster, like the just wanting to be there when it's convenient for him and not wanting to take any responsibility or go out of his way for him, that's what bothered me. So I felt like, hey, you need to step up. Yeah, most men don't like to pay child support, and I think there's a lot of me. I know men that I felt like were getting
screwed,
shafted bad. Me too. By child support, but that was never the case with him. Like we came to the agreement that 900 was. I didn't expect 900. We didn't expect 900 out of him. That we were perfectly happy. But so, and we're going to send half of it back every month. But that wasn't good enough. He had to quit his job and go get another job or whatever. So, I mean, it's just built up and built up. I think you dropped charges on him.
It's not technically called drop charges, but what it is.
Previous amount of charges.
I've dropped his arrears like 3 times. Like one time I went to his house to get the kids, and I walk in, and he's got like this paper on the coffee table, and there's a Bible sitting on it, kind of sideways. And I can see like the kid's name on the paper. Like I walk in and I see the kid's name, and I'm like, why is he getting stuff for the kids? So I'm like, what is that? And he's like, child support. And I'm like, oh. And he's like, yeah, you see my Bible sitting on top of it because after I got it, I had to read my Bible. And I was like, oh. And I was like, what is it? And he was like, it says I'm behind on child support, and if I don't catch up, they're going to suspend my license. And I was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah, and report me to the credit bureau and everything else. You need to do something about that. So I did. I went to the child support office, and I dropped his arrears, which was everything that he was behind.
And I didn't care for that too much. I mean, honestly, but because I feel like with some people, they always got people that's getting them out of. Man, ain't nobody ever cared if I was in a bind. Like I had to get myself out of a bind. If I got in a bind, there was never anybody there that's going, help me out or care. I always had to work to get myself out.
Hmm. I mean, I hate
And with
it.
him, it's always, people.
I seriously hate it. Like yeah. I mean, Sean knows how much I hate it because I feel like I like ripped my kids off. I don't even like to talk about him in front of the kids because like I don't want. Caden's just like Sean's my dad. He'll see the man. Um, he used to stop by here every once in a while to see the kids, and the kids would go outside and chit chat with him for a little bit, but they don't. They wouldn't go anywhere with him. They were not allowed to go anywhere with him. Um, they could go to his parents' house, but he hasn't seen them in a while. So
Yeah. Yeah, he ain't seen him in a while, so it's whatever.
and for the longest, he lived just like 10 minutes down the road. Like 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah, the thing
For
is,
like 4 years. Like the past 4 years, he's lived like 10 minutes down the road or something. I don't know. Not even that far. Maybe 15.
yeah, the thing is, most of us don't have anyone to bail us out. I mean, he's got his mama all the time and stuff like that. And, it gets old. Like, I don't put myself in a bind because I know I got to work my way out of it if I do it. My mama loves me to death, but she loves me enough to where she ain't finna sit back and let me, ruin. She's not gonna enable me, So
Yeah. His family. So I don't know. See, when I was growing up and me and him started dating, talking on the phone when I was 12, right? Like 12 years old. We were friends talking on the phone. And then we started like dating like 14, 15, 16, 17. I got pregnant at 17, and his parents were always really good to me. And when we were young and dating, they mainly took my side because he was in the wrong. Like I remember when Paris was just like a month or so old, and I was living back over there, and he was like run off all day. And when he finally came, actually I had to go find him. I had to go find him, and he was with another female, and I made him come home. And me and him was arguing, and then like the female come to the house with some of our friends. She was like ducked down on the back seat, and I like ran him off with a baseball bat. And my poor baby was like a month old in the house as I'm outside in our driveway, like threatening to whoop a butt with a baseball bat, And yes, violence is not the answer. I was 18 years old when this happened, maybe 19, I think 18. But I mean, she come to our house and he was fine with it. He was like, talking to her, and she was like in the back seat, like laid down. And some of our friends brought her because she's the girl that he had been with earlier that day. So, anyways, he comes back in the house and I'm just like upset, crying, and he don't even care to talk about it. He like falls asleep as I'm like crying to him about it. So the next day his mom comes and I tell her what happened, and she's like, I'm taking you home. You're not dealing with this. You're like, your baby's not putting up with him acting this way. She's like, my brows are powder brows, but she's like, you're not putting it. So a lot of times when it was like situations like that, did you have a stroke at some point? Because you said Sean sounds like he had a stroke. I don't know how you sound like you have a stroke. I don't know.
Maybe because I'm getting aggravated. I'm over here grunting. Maybe.
He does grunt a lot.
I do that when I get aggravated. I'm be like.
So anyways, so they took up for me a lot in that aspect, like with the fighting, because he was cheating and stuff like that. But like when Sean came in the picture and it was like child support, no. I mean, when I set him up to the state with child support, or when I first had him served, the papers went to his mom's house, and she called me and she was like, why are you doing this? No, I hope not. I hope they don't. His mom's like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, doing what? And I'm like, and she's like, why are you setting him up through the state with child support? And I'm like, because he don't help, and like, it's not fair. And she's like, he's just going to end up in jail and you know it. And I'm like, how is he going to end up in jail? Like, if he ends up in jail, it's because he's not paying, and that's on him, not me. So a lot of like excuses and stuff like that for him. And the day he got married, we got me and his mom got into it because I see her, they're spending all this money for a wedding, and once again, he had not, and I'm not bad. Like I said, for years, I ain't asked one dime from him. But I had asked for like child support, like we have no money. And then I find out they're having like this elaborate wedding or whatever. So I say something about it. I'm like, how are y'all paying for like a wedding if y'all are this broke? Like that you can't even get $50 for your kids. And like he said something to his mom when his mom showed up to get the kids to take them to the wedding. She mouthed off to me about it, and she's like, "You're just jealous that he's getting married." And I'm like, "Huh? Why? Like, I'm married to Sean at this point. We've been married. We got like 2 kids at this point." I'm like, "What? No, no, I'm not. No. Not jealous at all. She can have him. That's great. I pity her." And I was like, I know I pity her because in a few years down the line, she'll probably have a kid and he's not going to take care of that kid either. And sure enough, But
Yeah, Robin, it ain't been easy. I mean, trust me. Like, I'm getting aggravated right now sitting here.
He gets aggravated talking about it.
Like, it ain't been easy. I mean, it's been something that me and her have.
No, Cherry girl, he doesn't. I mean, he knows I have a channel, but he don't listen to it.
I mean, it's caused problems with us in the past a lot, because I'm like, to hell with that dude, he don't deserve to be around. He don't deserve, like, when we throw birthday parties for our kids, like, he don't deserve to come.
And I used to invite him. Like, I used to be like, come to the birthday parties.
Yeah, I mean, anything I ever did, bought, had a good job, made a lot of money, bought her a real nice car. Well, that was an excuse for him not to pay child support, It's everything. I mean, popped off about it all the time. And whatever we had, whatever I
like
worked
when we
hard
would
for.
get something nice, like it was like a pop. So I had just set up the child support, and he comes to their practice, like the only practice or game he ever came to. He never come to a game, come to one practice, and he popped off about us being able to afford a four-wheeler. And I'm like, just because we can afford a four-wheeler doesn't mean that you should not pay for your kids. Help a little bit. Like I would have been like okay with $100 every 4 or 5 months, something to show that he's trying, But
anything, anything would have been like. It wasn't even about the amount for me because I always felt like I had it. It was just about him stepping up, I guess they were talking about when they asked if we'd had a stroke. They're talking about how slow we talk, man.
Maybe I don't know.
You don't talk slow, man.
No, I talk fast.
Yeah,
Maybe like me and you compared to each other.
Yeah.
Maybe talk slow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I ain't had a stroke yet. Maybe one day.
I hope not. Jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I don't care if I was. I thought at one time that I was going to make I did make a good bit of money, and it was supposed to only get better, but got laid off and everything. Company went down, laid off a bunch of people, but I still would have expected him to do something, be there, like help out with the kids every once in a while, or just show that you're willing to take some responsibility. But honestly, for years now, I've been like, man, that dude needs to be gone. Like, he don't need to come around. Like, there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it too. It's not just that. I mean, there's a lot of other problems that we're not going to talk about, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Which I mean, we try not to talk about. We try we don't. We try not to talk about negatively in front of the kids, but we don't lie to them. Like I used to hide things from them, if their dad didn't want to come get them because he was doing something, I'm like, oh, but he's got to work, he can't. And then I would make excuses for them so their feelings didn't get hurt. I don't do that anymore because I think they're old enough. They need to know, whatever's going on. They're old enough. I tell them hey, this is what happened. This is what's going on with your dad. So.
I don't know. What goals do we have for New Year's? For this new year? Saving up for
a house.
A down payment on a house.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
New car, new house.
Losing a little
weight.
Lockdown weight. For sure.
Oh, thank you, Nad's life.
Raising kids.
Doing
better than we did last year.
Yeah, hopefully so. Fingers crossed.
A little bit more patience with the kids.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Go back to church more.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
What's your riddle, Ivan? So yeah, that's kind of my goal. I really want Sean as a cutie pie. Y'all make a great little. Thank you, Dixie Doo. I appreciate that. I think he's a cutie pie too.
You saw me 10 years ago. I was a dang stud then.
Stud muffin.
Yeah, I used to be a stud. I'm getting old now.
Yeah, I'm Southern. He's
out.
Country.
Who said that?
They say I'm from Tennessee. We say Elle is Southern and Sean is Country. That's so true. So true, baby. So yeah, I want to hit 100K. I want to hit 100K on my channel. That'd be amazing.
That would be great.
But if I said put in the church, the roof will fall in. Oh no. We're in Louisiana. Do you know if you have Discovery, you can watch Sister Wives and Not Early? I didn't know that. I watch it on Philo. So a while back, we got rid of DirecTV. We had DirecTV for so long, and I think it was maybe COVID.
No, Nat B, I can't dance at all. I can drunk dance. That's what I used to do.
And he don't drink no more, so he can't do that.
I don't drink anymore. So.
I can line dance and I can two-step and stuff. Someone is coming after my family because they don't agree with it. Oh wow, that is crazy. Y'all need some help. Someone is coming after my family because they don't agree with the way I deliver my content suggestions. Black them, and that's why I don't promote. I used to promote my Facebook, and I used to go by my real name, but honestly, having a channel, if you can go without using your face, real name, and don't have any links up to your real family or for your channel, because really, is it someone you know? How do they know your family?
Yeah, I mean, I would take your whole name and stuff out, even if you've already started your channel.
Is it someone that knows you, who you really are? Because you go by as seen by a subscriber.
And then,
my daughter,
I mean, if it's bad enough, report it to the police. What?
She said my daughter has a big TikTok following. People are showing up there. Oh no. Oh man.
I don't know what to do for that.
I don't know. Report their names, maybe.
If it's bad enough, I mean, call the cops. I don't know how bad it is, but call the police. Get the police involved in it for one thing. If it's bad enough, if it's not,
how old is your daughter? Your brother's a cop.
If it's not bad enough, if it's just people just harass,
harassing her daughter, going on her daughter's stuff.
Leaving stupid comments. Well, you can't do much about stupid comments on the internet.
But how old is her daughter? You still want to, I mean.
Yeah, but you can't. It sucks, but you can't. I mean,
he told me he would look into it. It's doxing.
Yeah.
Thank you, just saying. Yeah, I would definitely, let him do what he needs to do.
There goes Kennedy.
Yeah, got to be careful with the content you put out. If I could go back, like to the beginning of like starting a channel, I would have never used my real name. I would have never linked any of my like social media accounts, like my Facebook. Like for the longest, I was linking my actual Facebook, like the account with my kids and my family and like everybody all over it, And I still have a lot. Like I have over like 4,000 people I think that follow me on Facebook, and a lot of them are from my YouTube channel. But I think they're all like good people. I think. I think so because I don't accept anybody now that I don't know. So if you send me a friend request on Facebook and it's like my like personal Facebook and I don't accept you, that's probably why. Because now I'm like anybody that like sends me a request, I'm like, who is that? Who is that? And it's because like I've had Katie followers, people that follow Katie, like show up and comment under my kids' stuff. I think that they think I'm just gonna run, but that's just not how I roll. I'm just gonna keep doing me, and I'll keep watching the BS. Yeah, don't let them change your content either.
What's
My
the
name disappeared, and I don't know how to put it back. LOL. I'm Susan. Oh, Susan. I think did you email Susan? Maybe not. Maybe you're not the one that emailed me.
What's the riddle? What is this?
Let me go back to it.
What is the riddle? It's not there. It's farther down.
No, here it says, "Would you like the?" I made a riddle. Would you like to try? So there's gonna be some note down here. I don't see it.
Well, hold on. Don't move. Go back up a little bit.
It skips. Snap your fingers and I'll be there. And no need to find me. I'm everywhere. Sometimes I don't stay for long. If you want me again, just sing a song. What am I?
Hold on. Snap your fingers and I'll be there. No need to find me. I'm everywhere. Sometimes I don't stay for long.
Jesus. You're Jesus.
Just sing a song.
Jesus.
Snap your fingers, I'll be there. No need to find me. I'm everywhere. Sometimes I don't.
Jesus everywhere.
Sometimes I don't stay for long.
Jesus always here though.
Sometimes I don't stay for long. If you want me again, just sing a song. What am I?
Noise. That's a good one, Robin. Noise. The answer is sound.
Sound. That's pretty good though. I hate a riddle that is like so crazy that you can't get it. You know? Because there's some out there that are just, man, like you, but that's a good one, I think.
It's a pretty good one. Yeah, I like that one. When I saw snap your fingers, do you step? That's what I thought about next. You do it all by you. Oh my God, my legs are getting crampy. Claudia, what's your riddle? One more. Oh, I gotta tell you guys what happened the night before Christmas when all through the house and a creature was stirring. Ask me any riddle, anyone. You must be good at riddles or something.
I don't know any riddles.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any riddles.
I used to know some, but.
Do you say my egg yolks are white, or do you say my egg yolks is white? Wait, my egg yolks are white. My egg yolk is white. I say my egg yolks are white. I think.
My egg
Hey,
yolks.
yeah, my egg. I don't say that at all. I don't talk about egg yolks. I don't know.
My
egg yolks
white.
are
My
white. Hey,
egg
Sean, my
are
egg yolks are
white.
white. My
Are
egg yolks
white.
is white.
I would say are white.
Hey, Sean, my egg yolks are white.
My egg yolks Yeah, that's how we would say it.
They're yellow.
Yeah.
You can do it all
Yeah,
by
true.
yourself,
True, they are yellow.
baby girl. Yep.
Right.
But you said how would we say it? That I would say is but I get it. Yep.
Yeah. I thought it was a dialect thing. I thought somebody was trying to figure
Pick
out
on our
how-
dialect.
Yeah. I thought somebody was trying to figure out how
Y'all
we
are
talk. I
ignorant.
didn't even think about
So y'all said it wrong.
the fact that they're
But
yellow.
yolks are white, but yolks are not white. I love your yolks. Thank you. My turn. Okay. Go ahead. So what's so crazy is on the 23rd of December, we went to the city, bought Christmas, right? On the 24th, I went to Walmart here in our hometown right here, and I picked up like last few minutes, like I had to get some gift cards for like the game that we're gonna play at Flossie's, stuff like that. And I came home and my whole back glass shattered.
Man.
I have a Yukon, right? So you guys know how like you can pop your back glass open. Well, we were getting so first off, the Yukon, like we had the thing up, we're getting groceries, and like when Sean went to put it, I had something holding it up because the sensors messed up on it. Speaking of, we got to get new cylinders, not sensors.
It's got like little cylinders that hold it up when you open it, right? All hatches do or whatever. But these, like I guess they're weak, so it won't hold it all. It won't hold it up. And so she had put something in
there
there
to hold it to where we could get the groceries out. And Sean didn't know. Oh, can y'all please pray for my uncle? He got this demon called COVID. He is proud former Marine, just like my dad was. Yeah, definitely, absolutely pray for him. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely pray for your uncle. COVID is a demon. Y'all need to get y'all's life together and y'all go on a date and get a job and go to school and church. Y'all ain't talking about nothing and have a blessed day. Oh, excuse you, Michael Holmes. Seems like you need to go to church with all the judgy. I actually just went to church today. I'm actually still in my church attire. Sean just graduated school. Sean literally just got his degree. So you probably need to figure out who you're talking to. And I'll pray for you. As well as pray for your Uncle Nat's life. Absolutely.
Don't. I want to see what else they had to say.
It's obviously just a troll because they don't know nothing. Like literally, we are church going people. Just because we haven't been going as often as we need to, and earlier you was like we would like to go to church more. Now they're like, our life is together. I don't know. We have 6 children who are absolutely happy and healthy, and we just gave them a great Christmas and. We go to church. You just graduated college. Like, is it called college? No, I don't know what it's called. But I graduated the highest level of education I think I'm ever going to get, unless I decide later on to go back to college. Right now, this is it. Yeah, obviously this person doesn't have the info that they need to know about who we are.
Yeah, I wasn't even entertaining. I mean, hell with them. I just wanted to see what else they had to say.
And I was a stand for Katie until Steve stuff and Matt stuff too. Oh, crispy treat. Oh, crispy treat. I know that crispy treat because by the name, obviously, crispy treat. Yeah. You have no idea how many people like come to me now and they're like, I was a follower of Katie, but not anymore. I just think it takes time for people to like see the bigger picture of what happens. But yeah, the night before Christmas, he like goes to shut it and he didn't know that I had it like propped up and it just shatters. I have a Yukon and all of that back glass. It didn't just crack. It didn't just break. It exploded. The whole thing. And because it was the night before Christmas, we couldn't get it fixed. We had to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like Christmas Day, we couldn't get it fixed. So then we had to like drive to like our Christmas thing. Thankfully, it was like dark already by the time we had to go there.
I had to go buy some saran wrap to saran wrap the
window.
window.
Saran wrap where my window would be. But thankfully, safe
flight.
Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace. I think that's what it's called. They came and fixed it a couple days ago. Oh my God, I know. Do I think happiness comes from within? I think happiness comes from a number of things.
Look, the glass explodes in my face, and she's back there, and I guess she's in shock.
I'm like, Sean,
Because
Sean.
she's like, Sean. And I'm like, I'm just standing there because I'm in shock because this whole back glass just, went everywhere. It
went
shot
in
down the
and
driveway,
out. We
out
had
in the
to,
road,
everywhere.
everywhere. And I'm like in shock, and she will not shut up. Like I'm trying to figure out what just happened. And she is yelling my name over and over like a broken record.
I'm like, Sean. But of course, like, that's my car. And the
Finally,
back
I'm
glass.
like, shut up.
I'm like, what? And then I'm like, yeah, it just happened in his face, and I'm like standing back. But it went everywhere. Like we had to vacuum out the back of my Yukon because it was all my Yukon. Then it was all over the driveway. It went up underneath the tires of my daughter's car.
Yeah, it was everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
And all it did was cut my hands a little bit. Not real bad, but it was crazy. And I was just like, this woman, if she says my name one more time, I am gonna flip out.
I was like, what?
I think I missed the second riddle. I missed it. I was looking for it.
I was thinking the back of your eyes. I read it and then I got caught up on the other ones, but I was thinking like the back of your yeah, I remember you. I think you were a crispy treat. I found you. Yeah. Seems like I remember you being there a lot. So much drama. I actually had somebody comment on my page today. Like I always try to, even if I don't get to comment to all of, like comment back, I try to read as much as I can. But so the video I did about Josh Duggar's visitation log, the visitation log, I guess, come from Katie first, or at least she's claiming that it came from her first. Now, I actually read somewhere that she got it from another channel called 411 Now. I don't know if this is true, but I read today that Katie got the actual log from a YouTube channel called 411 Now. I don't know. I saw it on Hollywood Gossip. Actually, I read about it on the Ashley Realities Roundup, and then I think I Googled like Josh Duggar visitation log, and it popped up. And when I clicked it, it sent me to the Hollywood Gossip who showed it. Now they sourced Without a Crystal Ball as being the person that they got it from. But the way that I work when I do my videos, I just source where I got my info from. Most of the time, I don't source. It's very rare that I'll say, I'm getting my information from the Ashley Realities Roundup, and she got hers from TMZ. Because really, you could go back and back of it. And then TMZ got theirs from, So normally, I just go with who I got mine from, and I'll always source it in the description box. But I've had like a couple people say, something like, "Oh, so you're gonna take her information, but not gonna source her?" And then I had somebody today say something about, you took information, can't source her, and all you've ever did was bash her. And I'm like,
what did that one say?
This one. It's this thing right here. It's just yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's what she's gonna do. Let me tell you.
It's like a bot.
She sources better than any other YouTuber out there.
Because it's
Guaranteed.
always in my description box.
Guaranteed.
I may not say it in the video. Like I may not say I got my information. But 9 times out of 10, I do. Like 9 times out of 10, I'll be like, the Ashley. Because the Ashley is where most of my stuff comes from. I talk to the person behind the Ashley. I know they have good sources. I know I've never had a situation where the information from the Ashley was wrong. So I trust the Ashley. So a lot of my information comes from the Ashley.
And you always put it in your description box.
It's always in my
And
description box.
I've heard so many other YouTubers. I've heard this several times, and I'm not hating on any of them, but I've heard them say like, I don't always source like I should, because it's kind of hard, and I don't always do it, but I try to, but you do it every time.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with it. I have no feet, no legs, no wings, but I can fly high in the sky. You're the plane. No, a plane has wings. Clouds. I've seen a lot of people say that, Lisa. And really, when I first
Frisbee.
come about a frisbee, when I first came on the scene, a lot of people thought that because I was about to pass her up in subs. Like, she came on the scene like months before me, and then I came on the scene, and I wasn't competing. I'm not competing with anybody on YouTube. It just smoke. You made the video yesterday. Thank you, Donna. Like, I never looked at YouTube as a competition because anybody can be successful on it. Just because I'm successful does not mean that Katie can't be, or just because Katie's successful, it does not mean that I can't be. Just because I'm successful, it doesn't mean that Backwoods Barbie can't be, or that Yasmin Whitland can't be, or that just because Truth Sleuth is it doesn't mean I can't. You know what I'm saying? We can all be successful.
And you started this thing like more. It wasn't like something that you were really taking serious at first, right?
No, not at first. I wasn't. It was just something I just enjoyed doing for fun.
Yeah, something that was fun that you enjoy doing.
You're shaking like maybe that's why they asked if you had a stroke, because you're constantly like.
No, it's because the way I talk.
Oh.
No.
Oh, sorry.
I'm over here playing with a drawer. That's why I'm shaking everything.
You're shaking it up.
I don't even remember what I was saying. What was I saying?
Chris. That I started it for fun.
You just did it, to have something to do outside of raising kids.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids.
It wasn't a job at first.
Our kids had gotten a little bit older, and it was just something for you to do. So it wasn't like it would take the fun out of it completely if you're constantly looking at it like a competition, right?
Yeah, because could you imagine like all the other YouTubers that I know do the same content? If I was constantly looking at their subscriber count, like, oh my god, but I don't pay attention to it. I don't know how many subscribers anybody that does the same content that I do. I don't know how many subscribers any of them have. It don't matter to me. Like
YouTube, when you think of your job,
I hope they all do great. Honestly,
when you think of your job being a YouTube content creator, at least this is the way I think of it. Like, that would be a fun, cool job to have, right? Why have such a fun, cool job and stress about it like a normal job, right? Because when I was at work, I'm like busting my butt, like trying to make sure that I'm always doing my job, always looking good, so I can move up, get promoted. I'm trying to do things before people even have to tell me to do them, and like I'm like wanting to move up before other people. I want, to provide the best for my family, right? But like it's that constant stress and constant grind. But when you think about being a YouTuber, like why bring that into that job? It's already in a regular job. I mean, if you want to compete with people and try to outdo other people, then go to the oil field.
Because YouTube, there's no limit on how many people can be on YouTube putting out content. There's no limit, and like from my own, yes, this is live, Aaron. From my own experience, like I know when I watch something about a certain situation, like if I'm watching something to do with the Duggars, I want to watch as many people as possible talk about it to get all different perspectives and to get as much as info, because I'm thinking, well, this one YouTuber may have a little bit more information than the other one, so I always, that is a really good channel, Crispy Treat. So I always think that we could all be, and there's this channel that always tries to talk their viewers out of following creators that put out the same type of content. And always, like when they're in their video, they're always saying, be careful who you support. They don't link their sources, or they don't do this. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Just be focused on your channel. Like, why are you trying to talk your subscribers into being weary of other people? And it's always like the person's not talking about one person. She's talking about multiple people, like, oh, watch it. Every time I've ever heard her say it, like I could almost pinpoint who she's talking about, because in the background of YouTube, I've heard something's going on between that YouTuber and another YouTuber. And I'm like, oh, she's talking about that person. Or I'm like, oh, she's talking about me now, and it's just like, it really what it is. It's not because she thinks that other channel is not a good channel. It's because she's having a personal situation with that creator at the time, or she's disliking that creator at the time for whatever her reasons is. So then she wants, so without calling the creator out by name, she's wanting to drop little hints here and there. You shouldn't watch. Mm-hmm. There's this person out there that you guys really shouldn't watch because they don't do this. And I just dislike this. I'm like, let's just let everybody do their channel. Like my thing with Katie, for the longest, I was like, I'm not saying, like, I just wanted Katie to leave me alone and be honest with her people. That was one of my biggest problems with Katie, is I'm like, we have a lot of the same people, and I know she's not being honest with them, and it irritates me to the fullest degree, because literally like 90% of our followers in the beginning were the same. 90% of our sub count was the exact same people. Every time I go live, I'd have the same people. She go live, the same people. And I knew lies were being told to the people. And I was like, it irritated me to the fullest degree, but I couldn't say nothing. Because I really just didn't want to have the drama, I mean, after the first drama that me and her had, where I had to defend myself because she went off on me, I was like, ew, I just don't want that anymore. But
yeah, I don't know, man. That's just crazy. Like, I never would have thought that YouTubers would be at each other the way
Thank you, Chris.
they are. I think it
makes
so
no
stupid.
sense. I'm like, let's just focus on our own. Like, I do get why there's so many people that discuss Katie. I do. If you watch Without a Crystal Ball versus Without a Crystal Ball, you'll see it too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know another YouTuber like her that contradicts herself as much, and then like calls people out for some of the same things that she'll do. But she'll call somebody out so hard. Friday Fundies, is that who you're talking about? She's always wiggling her butt and thinking everything is funny that she says and gets really loud. Are you talking about Friday Fundies, or is it Friday Fundies?
No, I think I know who she's talking about. Or,
so
is that a guy or a girl? Chris?
No. Chris.
Because that could be a girl's name or a guy's name. Chris.
Could be a girl or a guy. Yep.
Looks like I think it's a girl.
Yeah,
the way they spell it with K.
I definitely think everybody should get paid for their work. Absolutely, because this is a lot of work goes into this. It does. A lot of work goes into having a channel, especially. And I think people can tell how much people like. I think if there's a YouTuber that isn't putting a lot of work into it, you guys could pick up on that. Like if you're following me and you're following somebody else, and like one of us seems like they're putting a lot more work into it than the other one, I think you guys could pick up on that. But work goes into it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do this every day except the weekends for the most part, and I work. It's work. Like I love it. I don't like editing. I really dislike editing.
And that's most of your time.
And that's most of my time.
Most of your time is editing. So it's actually in a weird way like having a normal job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So any job, I'm convinced that any job you have, I don't care what job it is, you're going to have something that you have to do all the time that you hate, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's just what it is.
I enjoyed a lot of jobs. Like I enjoyed the Army the most, but 90% of the time you were putting up with the dumbest stuff that you could ever imagine, But the other 10% of the time, it was like, wow, this is the coolest job on the planet. Like nobody else does this, just us. Like I remember one time, we're we just got to Iraq and we were doing like an air insertion mission, and where they picked us up in helicopters and it was full blackout, right? And we're wearing night vision. All you can see is, it's full blackout, no lights. We're all you can see is like the green sight, right? What you can see in your night vision. And we're flying in Black Hawks with the doors open. And as soon as we touch down, we're jumping out and hitting the house, And like as we're flying over Baghdad, I'm like looking around in my night vision. The doors are open. The wind's like rushing by. It's the middle of the night, and we're flying over the city. And I'm like pumped. I'm so pumped. And I'm like, man, this is the coolest job ever. I remember it hit me so hard then. I was like, I'll never forget that feeling. I was like, man, this is the best job ever. Like, but then
YouTube is really
so
good.
many other times, I don't know, nothing to top that. So many other times you're like, oh my God, I hate being in the Army. Like the Army is the worst job ever. But it had a lot of perks. I miss it a lot. I miss that feeling. Like I said, it's probably 10% of the time you're like, man, I love this job. But every job has that, I think, and yours is editing.
Because I am a perfectionist. So if I say too many times, I have to take half of them out. And then like if Kennedy runs back there, like I stop what I'm doing and then I got to talk to her and I'll bring her back up here to Sean, or like there's sometimes I'll be in the middle of recording a video and she'll come back there and I'll like talk to her for a bit, and so. And then I have to like cut all of that out. She said, Sean, what did you think when Elle decided to make a channel?
Well, see, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the way it went down. I think she just made a channel and she started and she like recorded. No.
I told you about it. I mean, I told you.
I don't think you did really at first. I think you just kind of started doing it.
Yeah, I told you I was going to do it. You got to.
And you probably.
Dead skin. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I wasn't dead all the way. I guess.
Oh, whoops!
Just pulling it off. But
Oopsie. No, I think I told you because weren't you at home?
No, because I think what happened was you just had a video that kind of flew up a little bit or something.
Well, no, but first I was doing the makeup. The
yeah,
makeup
that's
and the
right.
Etsy boxes.
That's right. So yeah,
you knew. I mean,
but I always figured that she was going to do good. I didn't think it was going to be. I didn't know much about being a YouTuber, right? Like I didn't know they made, money, like decent money as they grew. And I always knew. I think I told you early on before you ever got big that I thought you were going to be good at it because you're a talker. Like you can like entertain people and talk a lot, so. And you're a likable person. I've never met anybody outside of YouTube that doesn't like her, So I thought she was going to do good, but I didn't think that it was going to blow up as fast as it did.
Because it went quick. I slowed down a lot, which I have like this month. This month. Let me see. I can tell you guys how many subscribers I grew this month. And this was how it was. I used to gain like 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers a month. I was doing great. And then the whole thing happened with my channel and Katie telling people to mass flag me, and it come to where not only was I not, I wasn't gaining, but I was in the negative as far as subscribers. So I gained 4,800 subscribers in the month of December, which was awesome. And I used to gain like that a lot, like early on. So but what happened though, is my first month, I was doing like Ipsy unboxings and makeup, like Dollar General makeup. Let's try it on. Unique makeup. Let's try it on. And those just did like 60 views, 30 views, 20 views, whatever, I had like 60 subscribers. And then I did a video about Janelle and David Eason. And it was a voiceover because I remember something happened and something happened, and I think it was when he shot Nugget, and I made a video on it, and I was like mad about it, So I'm like, I do this voiceover, I put it up, and the next morning I wake up and it has like 1,300 views, and I've gained like 200, 300 subscribers or something like that, And I was like, what? I was like, oh my, and I was like, oh my gosh, I went viral. It's like, because none of my videos had like over like 60 views or something like that. I was like, this is great.
No, I wasn't a paratrooper. I was just a Cab Scout.
Yeah, Sean supported
Right.
me in it. Yeah, he's like, yeah, do it. So yeah, he was fine with it.
No, we just did air insertions with, where we got picked up and dropped off with helicopters at night so we did if it was like if we had good intelligence and it was like somebody that was on the blacklist or like a high value target in our area, then we would plan a mission like that and maybe get Blackhawks or whatever. Sometimes we just come in from the Humvees, but I always thought that was the coolest thing, getting dropped off in the middle of the night.
Thank you, Zaz.
Full blackout and everything. It was cool.
See, I did radio first. So I'm a people person. Like the first time I did radio, the owner of the radio station was like, "You are really good at this," and I was like, "Really? I'm just a talker." Like, this is so crazy. I'm not even gonna say it. Never mind. I'm a talker.
I thought about making my own channel, but I don't know, man. Because half the time she's like, "You want to go live with me?" And I'm like, "Not really."
And then he does it with me.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but sometimes. But when Kennedy gets in school next year, like, I still have the Bass Chat channel that I don't know, maybe 3,000 subs. And we may let him use it.
Yeah. I don't know. I might. I mean, there's things that I've thought about making channels on and stuff, but I don't think it'll be anywhere near like hers. And I'm not much, I don't know. I'm not a very social person. I can get on here and talk with you. But if she's not around, then I'm not social at all. The only time I'm ever social is when I'm with her. Like, she has to drag me places to like family get-togethers and stuff. And I'm always like kind of happy that I went. I always have.
He does not like getting out of the house. But once he gets out of the house, he's okay. But
yeah, like I dread going places. Like when she tells me that we're gonna be going somewhere 2 weeks from now, I'm like, damn, why did she tell me that? Like, why did she tell me 2 weeks?
Wait till the last minute. Like, babe, we're going.
Now I'm gonna be thinking about it.
We're going to Granny's house. When? Right now. Put your boots on. Let's go.
Because I'm like, think about it. I'm like, man, 5 more days and we gotta go. I didn't mind going to work other than leaving home, leaving y'all. But I just don't like going anywhere. I used to go places all the time. Go hunting, fishing.
I almost gave up, Andy. Drinking. There were a couple of times where I came close to quitting YouTube. Do I talk in my sleep?
Yeah, sometimes. Or like you wake up and you say stupid stuff. Like you wake up and you'll be talking about like spaghetti and stuff. But
I used to eat my sleep really bad.
That's what she used to be real bad about. Like, I would wake up and there would be a freaking oatmeal cream pie all over the bed because she done got up and got an oatmeal cream pie and started eating it and fell asleep. And she got like oatmeal cream pie and drool all over the side of her face. And it done fell in the bed and it's like stuck to my arm. I'm like, who does this? Who eats in a bed like this when they're asleep?
I wouldn't even remember it a lot of times.
She does. She used to do that all the time though.
It was so weird. Like, I literally would get up and eat, and then I would go back to bed. There was even this point where I was just putting food on my bed rest. Like I would put like snacks in the what's it called? nightstand, like the nightstand, open it up. I had like snacks in there, and I would literally wake up in the middle of the night. Did you crispy treat? I wake up in the middle of the night and I would like get one, and I would literally like I remember there's times I woke up and I had it like stuck in my hand still. The food, it was like bad. I don't do it
Dude,
anymore.
it was so weird because she'd be in bed and she'd be like a little rabbit or something like in bed, and I'm like, what is she doing? Like she go get some pizza.
I would eat
And
pizza.
I'm like,
Like,
what is this?
it was wild. I think it was like a disorder.
That's
I'm
how
not
she
even
would do it.
lying.
That's how she would do it. She would be there with her eyes closed, like half asleep, holding it with two hands up in her mouth, like. I'm like,
It's so funny.
mm-mm.
We're someone asked if we had went to court over my situation. Well, that's all dropped. There's just a lawsuit going on right now. I have, it's on my record.
Well,
obviously.
I thought they were asking if you had gone for the lawsuit.
Oh no, I don't think it's going to go to trial.
No, don't start yawning. You're gonna make me start. I'm super sleepy.
I wasn't taking anything. I was just eating a lot. I don't know. Was I pregnant all the times I done
Yeah,
that?
you were pregnant a lot back then.
Yeah.
That might have been what it was. You were pregnant.
Sean does have social anxiety. Yes. I remember I bought a box of the mini ice cream sandwiches that had like 8 in it. They were like the minis. And I literally, in the middle of the night, one night, I ate all 8 of them. The entire box. All 8 of them. I would wake up sometimes and still have like food in my mouth that I didn't like chew all the way and swallow, which was so disgusting if you really think about it. I'm sorry.
I don't think I have
thank you,
social
Sarah.
anxiety, huh? I think I just
Yeah.
don't like to go places.
Oh my God, you're the only person I've ever heard that sleep eats like me. I have to keep my stove unplugged so I won't get right. Yeah, literally. It was bad. I don't do it anymore, but I did. I would literally wake up and like have the food in my hand still or in my mouth.
It would be all over the bed sometimes. I don't know, man. She did it. She did a lot, or like she would wake up and talk about food.
I'm a foodie. I don't eat a lot. I don't think, but I love food. Like I am like if we're going to the city, I'm like, what we eating?
Yeah. Hell, you have to do a social stories for Sean to help them feel more comfortable about leaving the house. Is that what he said?
Yes, I know who that is. I don't really know him. I've never talked to him, but I know who he is. But yeah, I think you have social anxiety. I mean, like you said, you literally, like when I tell him we're going somewhere, it like stresses him out, and he don't want to go. When we get there, he's like, most of the time, he's like, oh, I'm glad I came because we'll have fun. But he
And I have
stresses
fun,
about going.
and I can talk to people and stuff, right? And
yeah, he like talks to my family.
And I have fun when we go.
Mhm.
Like, it's not like I'm like, I just dread it because I don't ever want to leave the house. So I don't know. Maybe I do.
Yeah, he just has, maybe it's not social anxiety. He has anxiety about leaving the house. Now, once we get him out, he gets anxiety. He used to get really bad anxiety about going to Walmart. Oh.
Yeah, bad.
Were you Crispy Treat? What show was you on? That's super cool. Yeah, so I don't think it's like social anxiety. I think it is he just has anxiety about leaving the house. General anxiety.
I don't like leaving the house, and I don't like for her to leave. But I don't like act crazy about her leaving or nothing. But I don't like for her to leave, even if she's just here. Like when she tells me she's got to go somewhere, I'm like, dang, that's gonna suck. You're gonna be gone
no, it's
all
fine.
day.
I think it's fine. I don't care. But I'm a goer. Like I love going places. I love talking to people. I love seeing people.
And I'm thinking like, man, she's gonna be gone like 6 hours, 5, 6 hours. Like, that's a long time. And I'm like, dang, that sucks.
Ambien makes you get up and eat in the middle of the night. This is so crazy. When I was like 16, 15 years old, I was staying at one of my friend's house, and like her mom gave us an Ambien. And I remember, and like I said, I was a smoker back in the day, and I was smoking back then, 15 years old, hanging out at my friend's house. Her mom let her smoke. I would smoke when I was over there. I remember just like, last thing I remember was sitting in the recliner smoking. Next thing I remember was waking up the next day.
You took an Ambien?
Yeah. I never tell you about that?
No.
At Ashley's.
Oh.
Yeah, her mom gave us one. I was like 15 years old. I had no idea it was like anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That was
Yeah.
back in the day when I could actually, what medicine did I have to take? I had to take some antibiotics because I was having like an infection. And well, no, I didn't swallow those though. I can't swallow pills. Like, oh, it makes me sick. And I got like this infection where I had to take antibiotics, but I had to open them and pour the powder. I would pour it in a medicine cup and put like water in it or like a body armor and like throw it back. But at first I was like terrified that it was going to make me sick.
Medicine that she's had to take or needed to take before, I have to like break it up and like put it in her food and not tell her about it or something, you know, like, so she'll take it and not think about it. If she knows that she's taking it, then like she'll get sick. It's crazy. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And like some of our kids are that way too.
Caden's really bad like that.
They cannot take any kind of, like when they get sick and they get antibiotics or anything like that. And like the kids are like that. We're like that. And I'm like, I used to be, it used to bother me, and I would be like, dude, all you gotta do is put it in your mouth and just drink something, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. It's like, I thought the kids were like making this up because they didn't want to take it, right? But I mean, she's got it too. I didn't know that you had it for a long time because you didn't never have to take nothing, you know?
Yeah. Well, see, back in the day when I was like 15, because like my friend's mom literally gave us an Ambien. And she's like, this will help y'all sleep. So I'm thinking it's like some type of over the counter. No. And the next day I remember waking up being like, what happened? I literally think I fell asleep on the recliner with a cigarette in my hand. We could have burnt the house down. Ambien is like a huh.
I do hate getting the kids ready and all the fussing around and trying to get everyone out of the house. But that's not the part that I dread. I just dread leaving the house. Like, I can do that. I can get the kids ready, and I can.
What's crazy is 9 times out of 10, Sean will. Like, I'll get everybody's clothes out because I take a little bit longer. But, like, I'll get everybody's clothes out, and Sean don't take that long. So, like, I'll get everybody's clothes, and I'm like, here, put this on so-and-so, put this on so-and-so, put this on so-and-so. He gets himself ready, throws the clothes on the kids. I'll brush their hair and stuff. I'll brush Kennedy's hair.
Yeah, it's not really getting ready part that I don't like it because it is a fight, especially with some of our kids because they have the attention span of like I don't know what, like a fly. I mean, what's their attention span? Mm-hmm. It's terrible. We have 2 kids that have the worst attention span you've ever seen in your life. It's unbelievable. But anyways, something behind you is moving.
It's the candle over there that's on fire.
Yeah, there's a candle. Yeah. But so the whole time you get like one pants leg on them, and then they're like trying to take off running.
You're like, no, come back.
And you're like, come back here. And they're like, put your foot in there. Like, stop, you know? And it's the whole time you're trying to get these kids ready. That's the way it is. 2 of them are like the worst. It is so absolutely frustrating.
Oh my gosh, when I'm trying to do Kennedy's hair, she's like trying to run through the hall, and I'm like, got her by the hair, and I'm like, stop! It don't hurt her, obviously.
And like, you get her to stop for a minute, and then she'll take off running again. And you're like holding her by her hair because she done took off running, and you're trying to brush the knot.
She's got crazy hair.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you cannot keep them that still for anything.
You saying that a friend's mom gave you Ambien? That's the reason definitely did. It gave me Ambien and gave me a pain pill one time when I was like 18. We was at a ball game and I had a headache, and I was with the same friend. And I was like, hey, do you have like any Tylenol or anything? Like, I got a headache. And she was like, my mom probably got one. And I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, she's handing me something, and I'm like thinking it's like a Tylenol, and she's like, "Hey, that was a like a hydrocodone or something," and I'm like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just a pain pill, but it's just it's a little bit stronger than over the counter. It's a prescription," and I'm like, I've never taken anything besides Tylenol. Like, is it okay for me to take that?" She was like, "You've never taken anything stronger than Tylenol?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh, well, take half of it then." I said, "I done took the whole thing." I remember feeling so drunk. I did see that. That was so cool.
What was it?
The dad that did his daughter's hair with the vacuum thing.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah,
I wish I could do Kenny's that way, but her hair's too tangly.
It wouldn't work.
So,
yes, Kennedy freaks out over because she's anemic and she's supposed to take iron, but it smells like blood. Ugh. Now something Joel's dead.
It smells like iron, and blood has an iron smell to it, right? And like,
I'm going to bed. Watch your channel. I don't know if there's another live before Wednesday.
when we first got it,
I'm so sorry, Robin. Definitely going to be praying for you.
when we first got her medicine, I like opened it up and I smelled it, and I was like, "Dang, that smells just like blood."
And he said it right in front of Kennedy.
And then after that, she never would take it.
He's like, "It smells like blood," and I'm like, "Why would you?"
And she needs it because, like today, she is obsessed with like eating ice, and we can't let her eat ice because her teeth, even though it's like her baby teeth, they're already messed up from like eating ice and being anemic and like throwing up so much from having celiac and
Good night, Robin. Definitely praying for you.
So many food allergies that like.
So she don't need to be eating ice, you know? And she was just so bad off today with the ice.
Oh man. Like she grabs like a toy and then she goes to the deep freezer and she's over there like tapping
the ice
off the deep freezer and then eating it.
And we're like,
and I'm like, Kennedy, stop. Leave the deep freezer alone. So eventually
we'll crush
what I'll do is I'll put it in what's that thing called?
The bullet? It's like a bullet.
It's like a
it's like a bullet.
But there's a brand for it that it's called that everybody would recognize.
Do you guys know what a bullet is?
I don't know.
It's like a Fury thing.
No,
I don't think it's
it's like a blender /
it's like a blender.
Chopper.
Good night, Rachel.
Thing. So I throw a bunch of ice in there and like I grind it up to where it's like snow, and I'll let her eat that. So, but I mean, she probably went to the deep freezer.
It's like a ninja. Yeah, it's like a ninja.
Yeah, Ninja. That's the brand. Yeah. She probably went to the deep freezer like 6-7 times today. Like
just that we know about.
You'll hear her just that we know about. You'll hear her in there with a little toy. Whatever toy she can find, she's over there trying to chip away ice. I'm like, Kennedy, get out of the deep freezer.
Poor baby. It's like literally she's like an addict to the ice. She's
it's crazy. And I don't know. We have to figure out some way to get her to take her medicine. But this stuff smells.
We can't.
This stuff smells so strong that even when you put it in chocolate milk, you can smell it. Like there's no hiding it, you know. So.
Thankfully, our boys are pretty easy now. I can just give them their clothes and be like, put that on. And then with Kennedy and Coco, I'll give Sean their clothes. If I don't, Sonic has the best size. If I don't get them dressed, most time he does, I'll give him. But Kennedy and Coco, they're the difficult ones to get dressed. No legs, no wings, but can still fly high in the sky.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like when I'm going places is when I have to go places, and I leave the house. I go to Walmart when we need groceries a lot and stuff, and I don't mind that so much because I'm just like running. I used to have a lot of anxiety about going in Walmart, but it was more about being around a lot of people. And the Walmart that we went to at the time had way more people in it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was busy. So I went to the VA and I told my counselor, I'm like, hey man, like when I go to Walmart, you know, I have a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of people walking around, moving around, and you know, I ain't been back from Iraq that long, and or Afghanistan. It was Afghanistan, yeah. And I just don't like being around a lot of people like that. Like, you know, just where everybody's kind of like moving around. So it kind of like gives me, it would make me like turn red and like start to get worked up, you know. And they told me this was like the dumbest thing in the world. They were like, "Well, you need to go to Walmart every day and walk around for like an hour or two."
Sean's like, F that.
I said, "Hell no!" I never went back to that counselor. I was like, "This is the dumbest thing ever. I'm not gonna go walk around Walmart every day. Like, what the hell do they think? Like, I ain't
It's gonna
got
cause
time
you to
for
have
that
a stroke, or
shit.
it's gonna cause you to have a heart
Ain't
attack
time
or
for that
something.
shit. I'm not gonna go, you know, expose myself to this every day. Like, so, anyways, I never went back.
That is true, Kayla, because I'm anemic even to this day. Being pregnant, I was really anemic, and I always craved ice so much. I would eat cups upon cups upon cups of ice while I was pregnant. Literally, I would either go to the store, or I would make Sean or my friends with our own personal cups, like our gigantic cups with like 6. We actually have like a Sonic carrier thing, like a McDonald's carrier that you put your cups in, and I would fill the little cup holders with the biggest cups that we could buy, and they would go to the store and fill them up with the ice. Sometimes we get Sonic ice, and I would eat it. I just ate so much. It was because I was anemic.
You ain't lived until you live with somebody who chomps on ice all day, every day. Like, I think
Every time I kiss you, my lips are freezing
it
cold.
took me like, I think it took me a long time before I was like, before it really started getting to me. I mean, it took a long time, and I think I think it was the last time that you were pregnant and you were eating ice like that is when it really like, and it was probably just the last couple months, but it was nonstop crunching on ice, and I'm like, I don't know if I can take this anymore.
Yes, some people eat dirt. One of our boys, like, we suspected him to be anemic because he would eat wood. He would like try to eat our furniture, like our entertainment center. Like when he was like little,
Which
he would
one
like
did
it was
that?
Bobby.
Yeah.
And his iron was low at the time, which is not anymore. So I don't know if it was just at the moment or whatever, but yeah, he was like eating our entertainment center, like chewing on it, you know.
Kenny likes 2 things. She likes chocolate milk,
Mhm.
lactose free chocolate milk, and gluten free pizza from Pizza Hut. And I think that's it. I think that's all she likes. She'll
Yeah.
eat chicken fried rice, you know, which is good because it doesn't have anything in it. So she'll eat some of that every once in a while. And then everything else that she wants, she's not supposed to have.
Well, like tonight, I made her chicken nuggets. That they were pica. Yeah, it's called pica. Tonight she had chicken nuggets. So I made a vegetable soup for us. She really couldn't have that because there's beef in it. She could have the vegetables, but she couldn't have the beef. So I made her gluten-free chicken nuggets. She don't eat a lot though. She don't really eat a lot at all.
No, I can't stand it. I'm always trying to get her to eat, but
Yeah.
like one of the worst things that she likes to eat, and that she does eat sometimes, is the crust from the kids' pizza that we eat. She likes the crust,
But she's not supposed to have it.
Yeah, she's not supposed to have it. And sometimes I'm like, man, sometimes I let her have stuff. As long as it's not like something that she's allergic to, as long as it has gluten in it, I'll let her have it a little bit because she doesn't eat. And I'm like, what's worse? Not eating or getting a little bit of gluten? I don't know.
Irene, they have gluten-free pizza here at the Walmart and at the Pizza Hut here. They have a gluten-free pizza. She eats popsicles. But they don't have vitamins with iron in them, I don't think. Not that we found. Didn't we look and we couldn't find any?
Yeah, we couldn't find any.
My shadow. You're my shadow,
We
Ivan.
couldn't find any kid vitamins that had iron in them. I would like to find some that are like
Mix
gummies.
it with water and make it into like a popsicle, maybe. Let her. You think she would try that?
I don't know, man, because that iron is so
It is.
so
It
strong.
smells like blood. And the fact that Sean said it, like automatically, when he said it, I went like this. I went, "Why did you say that?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Why would you say that?" So I knew. Like, you can't say anything.
When I opened that bottle, I instantly was like, "Wow," you know, because if you ever like somebody, if you ever had like a lot of blood around, like it has that strong iron smell. Like that's what you smell, you know, and it just when I caught a whiff of it, I'm like, man, that smells just like blood, you know. I'm not even thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get the gluten-free pizza from Walmart a lot for her. She likes that all right, but I mean, you almost have to make her eat stuff, you know. And another thing she does a lot is she'll take a bite of something, chew it,
And spit
and
it
then
out.
spit it out. She doesn't like to actually swallow a lot of stuff. She
Are
chews it
you a
up.
shadow, Ivan? Are you a shadow? Yeah, and I want to talk to her pediatrician about the fact that she chews and won't swallow a lot of food. And he's deodorant. You don't know how many times I've called poison control. Oh my goodness. See, one of the times I was pregnant, I craved paint. Like I did.
Yeah.
I didn't eat it, but I craved it.
No. Yeah. You had that freaking stain.
Mm-hmm.
That stain. I got a coffee table, and I've stained it.
Have to monitor your child's food and find things she can taste good.
And you like the way it smelled a lot.
Yeah, I love the way that it smelled. And I wanted to eat it so bad. It's good. It's really hard because our other kids have they loved it. That, you know, I'm like, we buy snacks for them, you know, which there's a few. Her snacks are like freaking styrofoam, you know,
Yeah,
like
all her snacks suck. The
Yeah.
ones that she can have.
So we used to catch her in the pantry all the time. Like she'd be in the pantry just sitting there eating stuff, you know, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
Not a lot though. She never eats a lot. She just
No,
wants to take a bite of
yeah,
something.
she would just be like digging in there, like snacks that she ain't supposed to have.
How much longer?
Ivan, are you a shadow? Well, it's not vitamins, it's a liquid. It's a the medicine is a liquid medicine. It has iron in it. My daughter hates gummies, so
You got ready to go to
I
bed?
forgot the name. I need to look. We got this prescription, but it's the doctor wrote us a prescription, but it smells so bad like blood that she won't drink it. And nobody, I know, right? Yes.
Yeah, we'll ask to flavor it, but I really honestly don't think there's any flavor that could cover this up. Or, I mean, the smell is just terrible.
Nowhere but everywhere except where something is.
What happens when cheese gluten? Huh? You about ready to go to bed?
Yeah. Those have flavored gummies. We do give them like we have like the Flintstone gummies and stuff like that. But yeah, we have to be really. Oh, you're nothing. It is hard. It's tough. The next time I take her to her doctor, though, I do need to ask him about the chewing and spitting the food out. I don't know. She's very conscious of the fact that she's got celiac now, though. Like she'll ask, "Does this have gluten in it?" Or if it's something that, like, if her brothers give her something that she knows she's not supposed to have, she'll be like, "No, it's got gluten in it." My son is autistic and only eats. See, we have an autistic son, but Kennedy is kind of the same way. Like she only wants like the gluten-free pizza. You know, like if she's like, I want the gluten-free pizza, which 9 times out of 10, I give her whatever she wants because I know she'll eat it or she'll eat a little bit of it. But anyways, we're going to get off here. I'm so glad you guys got to come and hang out with me, and I got to hang out with y'all for the first live of 2022. This is our year, everybody's year. My dream is to hit 100K. Go to church more. Got to get Kennedy into school. We want to get us a new house, get me a new car. So you guys keep your fingers crossed for that. Send us positive vibes. I'm going to be praying for y'all. There were some that asked for prayers. One of you guys asked for prayer for yourself in the hospital, uncle.
The girl who lost her brother.
The girl, yeah. There was one that lost her brother. We're going to be praying for you guys. Everybody else, hope every one of you guys have had a great Christmas, awesome New Year. Thank you for hanging out with me, and there'll be plenty more live streams coming up. I will be doing a members stream soon, next week probably. I'll do a member stream, maybe like on Tuesday night. We'll do a member stream where we hang out. So if you're a member, just be on the lookout for that. I'll have it up on the community or on the Patreon, so you guys be on the lookout for that. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm going to keep everyone that asked for prayers in our prayers, and yeah, I'll see you